Stick with me here. Gonna try something new. Typically, when I do Warframe videos, they're pretty lengthy. They're over 20 minutes, sometimes pushing half an hour. I think that's a little too long for what I'm talking about, so I'm gonna try and be as quick as possible here, while still getting my point across and talking about my favorite loadouts specifically. Typically, I try to do a general first page of Wikipedia overview of a Warframe and how to play them and whatnot and what their abilities do. But I think for 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes of that, on top of everything else, isn't the best. So, gonna try and do my best to just talk about my go-to loadout and how I like to play a Warframe from now on, instead of trying to be a product for everyone. A product for everyone is a product for no one. If you've ever heard that saying before. So, gonna be quick, simple. Go over how I like to play a Warframe, and to start this off, it's gonna be Titania. Um, Now, this isn't gonna be like a Firefly build that you see with Neutron Star or Thermal Sunder to blast through Star Chart missions. This is my go-to build where I like to grind Omnia Fissures like her with her. I like to do general like Steel Path content with her if I ever get the need to do the nodes that give you extra Steel Essence. Just like my end game go to Titania setup and how I like to play her. I've used this a lot in 1999. It's great against the Tech Rot Bababooey guys that spawn in survival missions and in general. So, yeah, here we go. So, when I'm playing Titania, I go into mission. First thing I'm doing, Dex Pixia moment. All right, we're in Dex Pixia. The whole gimmick to playing her is being in your archwing mode. Then, after that, I'm activating my Zada's Whisper that I've subsumed over her Lantern ability that normally taunts enemies. And right now, my butterflies are going to town and making enemies more vulnerable to damage. And my Dex Pixia pistols are built for Blast and Toxin. And I have Archon Continuity on, so I'm getting a bunch of corrosive procs from that. So basically, Blast likes a lot of procs. Zada makes things hit twice or gives it multiple hits. And that's very good for stacking Blast. And we get some AoE on the Dex Pixia. So that's my little combo here, and that's how I'll mainly be playing. As for my other abilities, I'm not really using my tributes as much. You can, your butterflies auto pick them if we spawn them here. We gotta cycle them. We'll go to entangle, cycle it, go to thorns, cycle it, and we'll get this one. Your butterflies do automatically pick them up, your razor flies, so they are smart to use. Me no use them that often, so it's very rarely where I'm like, oh man, this is a tribute diff. I wish they made it like Rendell's Nourish, or they just bundled it all into one button. That would be very nice and very appreciative. Even if they cut the duration down to half, or even like a third, to like 30-40 seconds, it would be much better. It would be a lot better, to be honest. They are good. They are worth using, except for the pet one, the one that buffs your companions, not worth using. But besides the point, on your last ability, Spellbind, this gives you status immunity when you cast it on yourself. If you cast it on enemies, it picks them up in the air and like CCs them, so it's pretty neat. But typically, I'm spamming this on myself to keep my Razorwing Blitz up, or Augment mod. And then when it all comes together, we got to reapply Zadas. We are just this insane little murder turret. It's pretty nice. We get some good AoE with the Zadas, and it feels good. It feels great. This is typically what I'm flying around in like any endgame Steel Path mission, and I feel like playing Titania. So, time to get into all my builds and how I kit everything out. Onto my upgrade screen. This is what we're rocking with. Um, Anything super important to note, we are running an augment mod, Razorwing Blitz. I do think this is very important. It's very good for getting fire rate on your Dex Pixia, and that gives you just a higher DPS. And you're probably thinking, hey man, I hate the high fire rate. I'm always running out of ammo, and it sucks. Well, good news for you. Arcane Pistolier that gives you 100% ammo efficiency, works on your Dex Pixia. So now you could have an insane fire rate and never run out of ammo. It's very good. All right. So first big takeaway here, Razorwing Blitz plus Pistolier, very good. All right. I do have an Umbra Forma on Titania. I do very much enjoy her. So we are here for this Umbral Intensify. Big old thumbs up for me. Very good mod. She loves strength and she loves duration, as we have built on here with Archon continuity. Like I said, I do have Blast Toxin on her Dex Pixia because of our Zada's Whispers build. So Archon continuity is just giving another status effect there. Every time we apply Toxin with our Dex Pixia, we'll be getting a corrosive status effect. So, very good. Another synergy down, and we're feeling great. Prime Flow and Streamliner here to help our ability efficiency. We have a giant energy pool, so as soon as we're full on energy, we should never, ever, ever be running out of energy and getting our boots on the ground. We should be flying 24/7, and we should be feeling great in the sky, being an aerial ace. So Streamline, Prime Flow, very important for our ability usage and stuff like that. Transient Fortitude, more strength. Augur Secrets, more strength. Very simple setup. 3 strength mods, wonderful. She wants lots of it. I don't think you should go the blind rage route. You can, obviously, if you wanted to. I personally don't think it's worth it. I like having even and positive stats. You can. Obviously, I have Arcane Energize on top of all this with Flow and Streamline. I could definitely probably afford it, but I like to be comfy. I prefer the coziness of positive stats. It's like a warm blanket on, a winter evening. It's lovely to have my stats in the positives or neutral, like my range. She doesn't really care for range that much. It doesn't really do anything of super significance. So I'm not building for range at all. We're just here for a little bit of efficiency, tons of strength, and a little bit of duration. And that is why Nearest Hatred is here. There's not a lot of D mods you want to run here, to be honest. If you're super scared of getting hit when you're in fly mode, you could run Adaption. I don't think you need this at all. You could run Primed Redirection. Any of the survivability mods here, to be honest, you could probably run. I wouldn't recommend it when you're flying around like a little buzzy bee. You're not going to be getting hit at all. So, is what it is. As for my Exilus and Aura mods, if I wanted to be king of the Titania fan club, which it's a tough bill to follow, I would obviously mod and put aerodynamic up here, but I really don't feel like doing that and putting another Forma in my Titania for that nonsense. So I will not be putting aerodynamic up here. But I did put Aviator up here. So it's very nice because we are airborne and flying 24/7 in our Dex Pixia mode. So double thumbs up for me. As for the Arcane situation, Arcane Pistolier is a must-have. And word to the wise, it's very, very easy to get nowadays. You can buy this from the Arbitrations dude at the Arbiters of Hexes. So this is no longer like super RNG. You can luck out of never getting this thing maxed. You could just buy it now from the Arbitration guy. That's what I did. I was missing 6 of them. I went and bought them. So went from 4 to 5 just like that. Very good when that update came out. As for Energize, this is honestly a flex arcane slot. Like I said, I like being as comfortable as possible. So I want my energy pool filled as often as possible. You could really run whatever you think you want here. You could run Avenger for the off chances when you get hit and take a little chip damage. You get a bunch of flat crit chance, which is really good on the Dex Pixia because they have a low crit chance, which we'll get to later. You could run, where are the secondary mods? Arcane Velocity, there we go. On critical hit, you get a bunch of fire rate, even more fire rate if you want. Arcane Precision on headshot, 300% weapon damage. This is very valid as well. There's a lot of valid options here. Molt Augmented if you wanted more strength. I could definitely see this. There is a lot of valid options here for an Arcane on Titania. But me, I'm a freak. I'm an energy freak. It's Freaky Friday, so I'm running Energize to keep my energy pool full 24/7. But that is my modding setup. This is what I think feels good to me. Like I said, I normally build for comfort instead of squeezing the most high numbers out of things. That's why I'm not running Blind Rage. But yeah, that's my go-to comfy endgame Titania setup, and I enjoy it quite a bit. As for my Dex Pixia, which is going to look real funky, I'm not even going to look at the Dewata Prime. I don't mod this thing. Sorry if you're a big fan. What? But as for my Dex Pixia, which I'm going to be using 24/7, this is my crazy forma build. It's a little obscene, but is what it is. But as you can see, the critical chance is buns. So we have Prime Crystal Gambit on, and I have secondary Enervate. This comes from 1999. On hit, increase critical chance by 10%. Resets after 6 big critical hits. This is very good because once again we're running Zada's Whisper, and Zada's Whisper allows for multiple hits of things. So that's why we're running Blast. We're going to super stack Blast procs, and we're going to super stack Enervate very fast. We're going to stack it up, get our big crits, lose it, stack it up very big again. Very good, very fun. Nice gameplay loop to play around. As for everything else, Galvanized Shot. We are using a direct impact bullet weapon, so this is really good for the condition overload effect that we're getting. And it just gives us status chance. Honestly, if this was just here for the 80% status chance, I would still think it'd be worth using. I love it. I like it. Good mod. Galvanized Fusion. More multi-shot. It's wonderful. It's lovely. Can't go wrong with it. Lethal Torrent. More multi-shot, more fire rate. It's lovely. Who doesn't want it? And then, like I said, my elemental setup here. Just all raw damage because we have decent status. Primed Heat of Charge, cryo damage, and toxin here. We are modded for blast toxin. Feels good, feels great. If you remember from our Titania build, we have Archon continuity. So those toxin procs are also turning into corrosive status procs. It is very stinking good. All right. So that is my Dex Pixia build. That is my Titania build. I guess I'll talk about Archon shards and what upgrades you can make. If it's up to me, obviously I don't have any. I would put on an energy max shard when you start mission, like preparation, if you know that mod. It fills your energy pool when you spawn into the mission. It's a very good mod. But I would use the shard that correlates that, probably 2 of them, so I can cast Dex Pixia in my Zadas right away and get going to town. You could honestly do a bunch of red shards, duration, and a bunch of strength. Honestly, if you wanted to do an energy max shard and then 4 strength shards, be my guest. You could do orange shards and do a heat build on your Pixia for the crit chance. I don't think that's very fun. I have watched videos on it and I'm like, nah, I like the Blast Zada's Toxin setup. Honestly, for shards, there's really not much you can like go wrong with on Titania. You kind of experiment with and do whatever. But my biggest takeaway would be energy start on mission and strength shards. Those would probably be my big investment. So that's my Titania build. That's my Pixia build. I'd never use the Dewata. I'm never swinging this thing. And those would be my Archon shards. As for the rest of your loadout, literally doesn't matter. You're never going to be on foot unless you get absolutely screwed by a nullifier bubble or a big fat magnetic proc that drains your energy pool to 0. So I don't really worry about this. These are on here just from like experimenting with random BS. There really is no thought here. Just use whatever's strong. This is probably on here because I was experimenting with the AX52 augment. The Fierce is just really good. And I was doing some Titania spy shenanigans with the twin ball sack gear. All right, so nothing to worry about here. As for your pets, things of note here. The augment, not augment, but bond mod. Where is it at? Duplex bond. So when you're in your Pixia mode, your Sentinel will not fly over your shoulder. They will not shoot. They will not provide you buffs. But when you are flying around in your Dex Pixia Archon mode, duplex bond can proc, and they will spawn and they will use their guns. So if you want a little DPS Pixia guy running around going sicko mode, um, run duplex bond on your sentinel, and then run like a Verglass setup. I don't have Nautilus Prime yet, so I don't have Verglass Prime, but that is an option. Other things of note. Where is the vampire cat? There she is. Upgrade. Transfusion. The normal Panzer save from death doesn't proc, I believe, when you're Index Pixia. I haven't tried it or read up on it, but back in the day, before the Panzer came out with its life-saving mod, a lot of people use the Vasca Kavat Transfusion. When its master is bleeding out, the Vasca Kavat sacrifices 20% of its health to raise them. This works when you're in Dex Pixia mode. It'll save you from one shots if you get hit by some crazy toxin proc while you're in Dex Pixia mode. So double thumbs up for me. I used to use this for a while, and then I stopped using it because I used the duplex bond stuff. So that is what I'm gonna run. And we're gonna go back to Death Cube here. Gonna make sure I'm on config B on my Verglass build, and that's Titania. So I tried to do that a lot quicker than I normally do. I don't think I succeeded, but we'll try again another day. But I'm gonna go hop into Lewis Survival, and I'll see you there. Alrighty, we are here in Lewis Survival, and we just got a nice energized proc, and we're now just gonna be chilling on Miss Pixia here, going to town. Titania is honestly one of the solid A-tier warframes in the game. She gets a lot of slack because a lot of people think she's like a fisher bot to go run just star chart fishers with the thermal sunder and neutron star build, whichever one you prefer. Heck, I've seen people run Dark Verse from Dante on her to break boxes and kill guys quick. But I think she's just really good as a warframe by herself. She's obviously no master of war crimes like Saren or Mesa, for that matter, but she puts up good work by herself with the right love. This is not like the one build as well. I've seen many Dex Pixia DPS builds do well that aren't this Blast Zada setup. I've seen builds do well. Hold up, I want to stack my augment mod here up so I don't have to keep resetting it. There we go. We're at max, and we got a little guy to spawn, but she's just very good. I mean, I don't know what else to say. She's kind of like a flying Mesa. I mean, with the right setup here, we're just kind of going crazy. I'm kind of just focusing and locking on. It is a little hard to keep my Arcane Pistolier proc as often as I want to sometimes, because I just kind of lose track and lose focus. But I think we're doing just fine, despite my shortcomings in the skill issue here. As you can see, she's going to town. Zero issues at all. She really shines against certain bosses as well, like Lefantis. The high fire rate and just raw damage is really good against Lefantis. The Plague Star boss, which is literally just Lefantis but in the plains, when he comes around, she's really good on that guy. The Plague Star boss, the infested guy. The Hemocyte, that's his name. I knew I could remember it. But yeah. Overall, really solid warframe that I don't think gets enough love because of her kind of go-to role. That is the Fisher bot. The Titania that shows up in your squad and spams thermal sunder 900 times, and she's running a bright pink energy color, and you're just like, hey man, I can't see anything. You killed everything in the mission before I loaded in, and you're waiting an extraction, and you're being toxic in the chat, calling everyone slow, you know? That's like a lot of people's Titania experiences in the public fishers. Maybe not most of the time, but a lot of people don't have a positive outlook of Titania. I think it sucks. She's a really good warframe. I wouldn't say she's like super number one in any well, no, I think she's the best for like certain boss killing, to be honest. I don't know. She's very odd. She's such an odd niche, but not niche category. I don't know. You can't put Titania in a box, really. She's honestly like just the jack of all trades. and a master of a few instead of master of none. A very good warframe. I don't know. I've always enjoyed her, especially with this new setup that started perusing the streets with Enervate during 1999. The Zada's blast toxin thing has been a thing forever, since the helmet has come out and Zaku and whatnot. But this Enervate nonsense for the crazy crits, this is the juicer. This is the moneymaker. Feels very good. Only positive things to say about this new build. Honestly, where did I see it first? I want to say I saw it in a Twitter clip. Someone in Simulcrom trying it out when Enervate came out. Just a random Twitter clip. And I was like, oh, well, I gotta go do that now. Yeah. Pretty chill encounter here, to be honest. Oh, there are the sentients. Hopefully they spawn soon. I would like to mow you down, Mr. Sentients, whenever you decide to spawn. Honestly, I expected our death cubes to be doing more work, and me to be like coping and be like, oh, it's Titania, guys, it's not my death cubes, but they're not really spawning that often nor doing much of anything. So, kind of happy that went down the way it did. Come here, you little freak. If I can aim properly. You might, oh. Come here. Honestly, this is a skill issue on my part. Hello? There we go. Oh my god, stop TPing me, man. And we got the Thrax now. Okay, I'm about to lose my gourd. He's gone. Alright, skill issue on my part. Should have died a lot sooner. Let's get these guys out of here. One down. Oh, and the sentients are here. Perfect. Boy, Thrax, buddy. Boy, you're in the wall. You can't do that. Alright. Mess up all these guys. All the sentients died in the meanwhile. Pretty chill time, not gonna lie. Oh, I didn't even have Zada's active during much of that. Oops. Yeah, but Titania, she's good, she's great. 505 kills in that amount of time. Kind of got boned by focusing on the Acolyte. Probably could have hit 100 KPM on like a tile set that's a bit more suited for this kind of damage. But yeah, I'm having a good time. I like Titania. I just did like a 1 hour Omni Fisher survival with her on Saturday or Sunday. I was grinding tons of relics because I really want the Compressor Prime, Ceto Prime still. I need the Daiku Prime. I need a lot of stuff. So I was grinding that out. But I think that's it. I'm going to go to the top of this tree and say my goodbyes. But that's Titania Prime. Just Titania in general. She's awesome. I love this Warframe. I own both her deluxe skins. Hopefully she gets an heirloom one day. We just got Valkyrie heirloom, so it's probably going to go to a dude next, sadly. Oh, it's Vobin. They already announced that. Duh. Yeah, so Vobin heirloom's next. Maybe Titania comes after. She's cool. She's good. Use her. She's not just a Fisher bot with Thermal Sunder and Neutron Star. Good Warframe. Please use Titania.